Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something very recent and quite serious. The idea of the United States coming again to Afghanistan, specifically around the Bagram Air Base, as pushed by Donald Trump. We'll go through what Trump said, what Afghanistan's response has been, the strategic importance of Bagram, possible implications, and what this might mean going forward. Recently, Trump has made public statements that the U.S. aims to regain control of Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. The base was under U.S. control for nearly 2 decades until the withdrawal in 2021. Trump said, "We're trying to get it back," referring to Bagram, and he strongly criticized the decision to give it up, calling that a mistake. He tied his push to regain the base not only as a matter of correcting what he sees as a mishandling under other administrations, but also linking it to broader strategic concerns, especially with regards to China. Trump claimed that Bagram is exactly 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons, suggesting that the location gives significant geopolitical leverage. When he talks about returning, Trump sometimes frames it as re-establishing a U.S. presence, potentially military, in Afghanistan, using Bagram as a foothold. He also warned that bad things are going to happen if Afghanistan, or more precisely, the Taliban government controlling the country, doesn't agree to return control of the base. Afghanistan, particularly officials in the Taliban-led government, has responded firmly rejecting any renewed U.S. military presence. Al Jazeera, they've said that while they are open to political or economic interaction with the U.S., they will not allow foreign forces to establish bases or station troops on Afghan soil. They emphasize Afghan sovereignty, saying foreign military presence is not acceptable. Why is Bagram so important, and why is it central to this discussion? Geographically, Bagram Air Base is close to Kabul, and relatively near to regions that border or face China. It has one of the longest and strongest runways, which can support large aircraft, cargo, military, possibly even bombers. This gives logistical and strategic reach. It was central in U.S. operations during the war in Afghanistan for troop deployments, supply lines, counterterrorism missions. Abandoning it in 2021 was seen by critics as symbolically important and emotionally resonant as part of the U.S. withdrawal. There are also political symbolism and international relations dimensions. Control of Bagram could signal U.S. strength or influence, and being so close to China, Trump frames it as relevant to the rivalry with China. Now, let's consider possible consequences and challenges if the U.S. attempts to regain Bagram or establish a renewed presence. First, diplomatic friction. Afghanistan's government has already rejected the proposal. The Taliban have stated that they won't allow foreign forces, so negotiations will be difficult if the U.S. insists on a military presence. Second, international reactions. Other countries, especially nearby powers like China, Pakistan, regional neighbors, may see this as provocative. If the U.S. tries to reassert military foothold, there could be pushback diplomatically, perhaps even from global institutions or blocs concerned about destabilization. Third, cost and logistics. Re-establishing or maintaining a base, especially in a region with insurgent groups, potential for violence, and unstable governance, is expensive. Security, supply lines, support infrastructure would all have to be resecured or rebuilt. Fourth, domestic political implications inside the U.S. If Trump proceeds, he would have to justify to the American public why this is worth it, both in terms of human lives, financial cost, and what the U.S. gains back. There may be criticisms that it's repeating interventions or entanglements. Fifth, possibility of conflict escalation. if Afghanistan rejects giving control, or if there is disagreement over what kind of U.S. presence is acceptable, tensions could escalate, potentially militarily, though that would be risky for all sides. The U.S. will likely try diplomatic channels first. There are reports that envoys have met with Taliban officials, including on issues like detainees. Also, the U.S. might attempt to leverage economic or political aid or other incentives, offering assistance or recognizing certain needs of Afghanistan in return for cooperation. Another possibility is that it remains a rhetorical or political point. The Biden administration or others might resist, or implementation may be impractical. Finally, public opinion both in Afghanistan and globally may influence how feasible this is. Local Afghan acceptance is critical. Without local cooperation, any military presence will be contested. To conclude, what Trump is pushing for is a return of U.S. control or access to Bagram Air Base. It is tied to his critique of past withdrawals, his focus on countering strategic threats like China, and his view that the U.S. needs to maintain influence in Afghanistan. But Afghanistan's government rejects the idea of U.S. military presence, citing sovereignty. The base is strategically valuable, but reoccupying it or controlling it faces huge diplomatic, logistical, political, and security challenges.